And so Nehemiah learned about what was happening and he was not happy. So his heart was burdened. Burdened, number one, to see that these walls of Jerusalem that protected the people was rebuilt, and then to ensure that the land was safe and that the people lived happily. And so God empowered him through different resources. He went, mobilized the people, and began to rebuild the walls. It took him 52 days to rebuild those mighty walls. And the second phase of his assignment was to kick off a revival in Jerusalem. And so in chapter 9, where we read, the people were assembled together to fast for about 3 days. In that fasting, they consecrated themselves and began to confess their sins to God. A priest by name Joshua led them in the prayer that I read. That prayer was a very long prayer. That prayer has been recorded to be one of the longest prayers in the Bible. But in that prayer, he rehearsed the history of Israel. In that prayer, as he was praying, he was giving them a detailed history of all that Israel had been through. He began showing first how God picked the man Abraham and set him on a journey to raise a nation. And then from Abraham, he showed them how God raised the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, down to how Israel settled in Egypt, and down to how Egypt began to molest Israel, down to how God started the process of their deliverance from the grips of Pharaoh, and how God led them through the wilderness experience. But he showed also vividly the mighty works of God for those 40 years that they were in the wilderness.